So this is an introduction to the topic on arc length and sector. Arc length and sector, we got two sections. One section is on degree mode, one section is on radian mode. So the idea need to be translated from degree mode to radian mode. So the foundation idea will lie in the degree part. So we are going to have the basic terminology first. So the basic terminology that you will need to know is when we talk about arc length, what are we talking about? So arc length is like parts of the circumference. Part of the circumference of a circle. Okay, so like for example, this part here. This part is called the minor arc. And then this part is the major arc. So major arc will be like more than 50% of the circumference. The minor one is the one that is a bit shorter, but it's part of the circumference that we are used to. Circumference is full circle. Okay, then another thing that we also must know will be sector. So sector, think of it as a pizza. It is a slice of pizza that you eat. So usually we eat the minor slice. So this is a minor slice. And then we are left with whatever pizza that are left, it is called the major sector. So be careful of the wording. So they can ask for major sector, they can ask for minor sector. So minor sector is the small piece of pizza that you eat. Major sector is the one that you are left with. Okay, another thing is called segment. Segment is separated by a chord. So segment is not a pizza. So this one is the minor segment. To me, it feels a bit like the crust. So this one is the minor segment. And then this, whatever that is left, will be the major segment. So usually finding area of segment can be a bit challenging for some. So your job is to visualize segment as a pizza. So this is a slice of pizza. So you should try to associate a segment coming from a pizza, but you are subtracting away the triangle. So that is for minor segment. So there are two ways to visualize major segment. So major segment, you can visualize it in this way. So for major segment, you can take the full circle and subtract off the minor segment. So you can take the full circle and then you subtract off the minor segment. So this part is the minor segment. So if you understood the minor segment as sector minus away triangle, so major segment is just the full circle minus away the minor segment. Okay, so there's another way of doing it. Okay, so another way of looking at major segment will be this. You can look at it as a major sector, the big pizza. You can look at it as a big pizza plus a triangle. Remember the big pizza here? You can also look at it as a big pizza plus a triangle. So that is another way. You will still be able to manage the same area. So another way for major segment, So this is asked in O-level, and some may have a mind block when it comes to that. So it can be the major pizza plus a triangle. So there are two ways to visualize major segment, the big pizza plus a triangle, or you take the full circle to minus away the minor segment. But the minor segment will come from the idea of a piece of pizza subtracting a triangle. So there is a basic terminology that you need to understand. So then what about the formula? So for formula wise, you can choose to think of it this way. So arc length, the arc length is dependent on the angle that creates it. So the bigger the angle, the longer your arc length. So you can think of it as a fraction of circumference. So for arc length, you think of fraction of circumference. So the fraction is based upon 360 because the whole angle here is 360. So later on, when we transit this idea to radian mode, we are still thinking it in this way. So circumference from primary school, we know there is 2 pi r. So that's why you think of it as fraction of a circumference. Then for the sector, the pizza, again, the pizza is decided by the angle. If your angle is very huge, you're eating a huge slice of pizza. So you will visualize it as a fraction of a circle. And again, fraction is based on 360 because the total angle is 360. And from primary school, we know that our area is pi r squared. So your thinking should always be fraction of a circumference, fraction of a circle. And the fraction is reliant on the angle that create that arc length or create that pizza. So in this topic, right, your sine rule and cosine rule can still be applicable. The sine rule and cosine rule that you learn in your trigo can still be applicable. And in this topic, not just the sine rule and cosine rule, your area of triangle, half AB sine C, will also all be valid. So you will need your sine rule, you will need your cosine rule, you will need your half AB sine C. So these 3 formula can be done in degree mode, or it can be done in radian mode. So right now, the focus is to do everything in degree mode. So if you have a good foundation on the questions in degree mode, so when we transit to radian, it will be a lot easier. So that will be the basic idea that you will need to have for this topic first.